want to start with the UGC chairperson, Jagadesh Kumar. I spoke with him a short while ago. Mr. Kumar, thank you for your time on a Sunday. You've announced some big bag reforms, of course. Why does the UGC believe this to be a game changer?
Sarah, just to put things in the correct perspective, let me give some information to your viewers. You see, during last half a century, use of the entrance tests, particularly for admissions in the undergraduate programs, has become a global phenomenon.
Yes. Whether
it is USA, England, Australia, New Zealand. In fact, China conducts one of the largest entrance tests in the world. About 1.1 crore students participate in the entrance test in China. So having said that, you see, entrance tests for college admissions are a reality. And basically in entrance tests, we believe that the subjective bias is removed and the selections are made in a very, very objective manner, because in these tests, the analytical skills and the critical thinking, the comprehensive understanding, and the language skills of the applicants are tested. And back home in India, we also have some of the well-known entrance tests, such as the NEET and the JEE. Now, coming back to CUET, CUET is not a new phenomenon at all, because since 2010 or so, during last more than 10 years, 14 central universities are conducting a common entrance test. And many other central universities such as JNU, Hyderabad Central University, BHU, they all conduct their own online MCQ kind of entrance tests. And in national education policy, it is advocated that we should remove this multiplicity of the entrance tests and have one single entrance test, so that students do not have to go through the difficulties of writing multiple entrance tests. So the introduction of CUET by the UGC, we can clearly see that instead of writing the entrance test conducted by 14 central universities, JNU, HCU, and BHU, students can now write one single entrance test, which is CUET. And that's the reason why we have introduced CUET.
But Mr. Kumar, critics point out that this is just more of the same wine in a new bottle. The Tamil Nadu Assembly has already passed a resolution urging the union government to withdraw the CUET. You have the Chief Minister saying that the CUET is just like NEET, under a different name, and it's just going to give a push to coaching centers.
Absolutely, I completely agree with you. But let's all work for an alternative system. If you want to replace an entrance test by some other means, please explain to me. If there is such an ideal system, we all can adopt. In the absence of any such ideal system, all over the globe, we use these entrance tests for undergraduate programs.
How can you say there will be no need to compete to get the cutoffs, because the supply of seats in colleges is not changing? All we're changing is this test. That continues to remain. This demand supply is completely warped. So won't that still continue?
Absolutely. You have clearly mentioned what the problem is. The problem is that whenever there is a huge competition for limited number of seats, there is bound to be a kind of coaching industry growing around that. But all that I'm saying is that more universities joining the CUET, the number of seats will increase from about 1.2 lakhs that we have in all the 45 central universities. If some of the best universities in the country also join in CUET, the number of seats will go into several lakhs. And the same set of students are applying to this increased number of seats. Therefore, the competition actually has to be less. I understand that everybody wants to join in number 1 or number 2 university. And globally also, we have seen huge competition for admission in some of the top global universities. And that's a natural phenomena. And just because there is a competition in a couple of universities, I think writing off CUET and saying that CUET will actually increase the stress levels of the students is saying something without really providing any data on this.